welcome back. The Gangster is back, and now he continues with part 2, The Deadly Sins. Well, they say that there are 7 sins, but only one woman who carries these sins is going to be Earth's darkest hour. It starts when I had an invitation to 2 friends that I met in wrestling. They were planning to be married. I decided to drop by. Well, there was this guy, Edward Alphonse. I meant to say myself because I don't actually want to be caught dead in these stories, but you know the deal. Edward Alphonse has accepted the invitation to their wedding. Becky and Dee, 2 wrestling couples. Well, one wrestling man and one wrestling woman. They decide they have been to wrestling for years, and now they decided to tie the knot. And together they brought happiness, joy, and love for one another. Until they almost had their chances to go into their honeymoon, until suddenly something went wrong with Becky. She began to collapse, and something had spawned out of her body, was split into 6, and she was the 7th one herself. Everybody was going through a panic after a wonderful thing happened for Jesus' life. Until later on, Becky begins to wake up, and she was in the hospital. She has no idea of what happened. The doctors told Dee and the families that she was going to be okay, but even though that she collapsed, whatever came out of Becky, soon everyone would get their answer. And also, Edward Alphonse was there. He cares for Becky so much as he does. He was their friend. He was her friend. And always will be. And he's shown much care for her. And then until later on, the doctors cleared Becky's evacuation from the hospital. They decided to spend their honeymoon at home. Edward decided to stay. Well, and then there's the reception where everybody was gathered to celebrate the newlywed couple. But the thing about Edward Alphonse, the one thing that Becky and Dee did not discover, that he is an alchemist. Yes, he has studied alchemy, even though it's a forbidden science. He thought that he he would actually use alchemy for evil. But no, he would use alchemy for good and for and to make children happy. But that's the kind of man Edward really is. But sometimes he can use alchemy as a defense when times that he would defend himself or to save a life. And then that way he would use it. Everybody was having the time of their lives. And even though Edward Alphonse was planning to leave to go back to his home to study more of alchemy, and that's when later on one night when Becky and Dee was finally alone, something terrible has happened. When Becky and Dee was getting intimate, by the look in Becky's eyes, her eyes changed and she became something else. Edward Alphonse, well, Edward, even I sometimes like saying that. Edward heard a noise coming from their room and he decided to go in. And then, moments when he opens the door, he thought he saw them getting it on, but actually, Becky was trying to kill Dee. Becky was changed. Her hand extended by little daggers, little spears coming out. And now they were shocked to see the change of Becky. She escaped from the house and out to the city. And there goes a runaway bride or runaway newlywed. And Dee and Edward was really shocked that something was in Becky finally unleashed, and there was nothing that maybe they could do to stop it. But Dee and Edward were planning to call a search to find Becky and bring her home, trying to figure out what was going on. And that may be the sign of Earth's darkest hour. Edward and Dee, they decided to get themselves dressed and call the search. And they will tell the family once they return if Becky is safely returned. But if not, I'm afraid that Becky is long gone and on her own. They will continue until she is found. So, search began. Everyone was searching and no luck, as Becky is hiding away from everyone.